Hey folks, this is Brian Owens. I'm back up for another video. Today is April 16th and the 18th day of my journey to build 8 apps and monetize these apps by the end of the year in order to improve or increase revenue or income. So here today, I have a lot to show you. So I'm changing up this series a little bit, and I'm gonna do it 2 days a week. I'm gonna do it on Mondays and Thursdays because this allows me to kind of show you a little bit more progress when it comes to things I've done over the course of the previous 3 or 4 days. Instead of doing it daily and you just kind of getting a small update, I'm changing it a little bit in order to give you more value in each video. So let's talk about it. So over the last 3 days has actually been very, just say progressive, meaning like I've made a lot of progress when it comes to what I was able to accomplish. So the big thing here is, we kind of did those AI interviews. I got a lot of good insights from those characters and things of that nature. A lot of which was talking about, hey, I want the app to be more like a GPS, a turn by turn. You kind of control what the final destination is or what that destination is, and then from the app, they're just saying, "Hey, here's the next landmark you need to hit in order to make sure you're, getting to the goal or getting to that destination in the way you want." Right. So that's what we kind of like leaned into that pretty good when it comes to redesigning and redeveloping the actual website. Right. So the landing page is what I'm showing you right now here, right here. So like right now, day path is essentially your accomplishment itinerary, right? It's gonna lay the step-by-step direction you need to take in order to get to that destination you want. So if you want to learn how to play the piano, learn how to play the guitar, or learn a new language, it's gonna lay out those steps for you. And so we're leaning into that inside of the landing page here. So here, the hero section, you have the app. This is another thing screen I'm gonna show you once we log in, but we just redeveloped that as well. So now you have the language is talking about build my itinerary. You have this journey progress area, and then the idea is like, which one are you, right? Like the idea behind Daypath is not for people that are already put together. It's for the individuals that are trying, they're living life, and things kind of get in the way, whether it be in personal or business or whatever the case is, but something's getting in the way, and now we're starting to kind of like, you know, express that. And again, all this came from these AI interviews that I was able to do. So like you have the three, the drifter has the destinations but keep restarting. The grinder works constantly, never is on the right thing, right? And then you have the builder here has a system, but life keeps disrupting. Right. So the idea here is that it can work for all of these types of characters, these types of personas. And then they kind of say, how does it actually work? Every journey needs three things. Daypath provides them all. Name your destination, right? This is where you kind of say, hey, I'm going to go in here and say, this is where I want to be in this time frame or by the end of the year. And again, it's not like you can speak it in plain language. Get your daily priority, right? So once it breaks down, it's going to break it down into quarters, months, and even weeks. And then it's going to help you set that priority for the day to make sure you're moving towards the goal. And then don't adjust, restart. So now what we've done is this like essentially regenerate the plan. So if you miss three or more milestones, or excuse me, landmarks, we're going to say, hey, do we need to replan this out in order to still get to your destination in the time frame that you want, right? So down here, we built for your life, not your aspirational one. Again, all of this kind of came right from those interviews. And I think that was extremely cool when it comes to just being able to do those interviews and then take those insights and that language and put it directly into the landing page. And then obviously see you have some various things, as far as features inside the app, energy aware planning, accompaniment, not accountability. And then here, accomplishment itinerary, carry forward logic. So again, the idea is that we're providing the things we need to provide here in this in order to help people understand what this app actually is and how it's going to help them get to where they need to be. But again, the big thing here more than anything else is just that we were able to redevelop this, and now I have the assets necessary to relaunch next week. So I will be doing more of that kind of going forward. So let's go ahead and dive into the app, and I'm gonna show you a few things um, that we did from that point. So here we're back here. I think the last time we talked, I did say, hey, we're leaning into that destination metaphor, right? So day path is to help you to develop the itinerary to help you get to your destination, right? When it comes to the things you want to achieve, right? When it comes to that achieving the itinerary, so you have destination, next landmark, today's priority and task. So one of the things I did in this is I actually removed, there was a different section down here to talk about Q2 progress. I completely remove that because I just want this to be, it's essentially what are the things you need to do to get to that next landmark, and then making sure that final destination or that destination you're trying to get to is right there in front of you. That way you can see it and it's always top of mind, right? So here is that. Now I want to show you a couple different things. We did end up changing the dashboard. So now the dashboard is just showing you the position in the journey you're on, right? So in this case, again, that top goal or destination is here. It says, hey, you're 35 weeks out in Q4. And then now we kind of go into this area here where it says, hey, here's the route. Month 4 for route for Q2. Here's month 4. I reached it. We're here, and then, kind of building this this third progressive web app. And then you have month 6 down here as well. So it says, hey, here's where you are in your overall journey from for the landmarks completed. We have 36 in total, and we're at 4 right now. It provides some other stats here as well. And then this quarter overview was here, but what we did was we took some of the information that was on the previous one or the previous page or the home page, and then we added that here. That way, you have all this information if you want to dive a little bit deeper and saying, hey, what's next for me? In this case, you can see like, week 1, we're doing this, right? Like in obviously May's not here yet, but I'm kind of getting ahead of the game and doing some of these things here. So, and then we move the energy tracker down to the bottom here, which is good. Last thing I just want to show you really quick, and last change we made was on the weekly recaps. Now I wanted a way that I can actually see, like, what did I actually accomplish over the course of a week? And here, for example, I added this accordion drop down that allows you to see, here are all the things that, in this case, I completed 30 tasks, but here are all the things I was able to complete over the course of a week. Just kind of going through, like, design a funnel, clean the garage, develop first funnels, fix the plan regeneration bug, so on and so forth, right? Like this, we can kind of get a recap of like, okay, here are all the things I did in order to get closer to the goal or the destination that I want to be at. So with that said, I just wanted to show you guys those couple things. I think those are cool when it comes to just making the adjustments that are necessary in order to really kind of lean into personas in that metaphor, just understanding the feedback and making those changes. So now let's go ahead and go into our daily check-in. All right, so yesterday's reflection, let's zoom in a little bit. Yesterday's reflection, here's a quick look at how your day went. I was steady and calm. I completed 5 tasks. You had a productive, calm day tackling those pesky bugs and diving deep into niche research for your next PWA. It's great that your back is feeling better and now you found time to enjoy the game. While the lack of income feels disappointing, your consistent output is impressive. Just remember to pace yourself so you don't burn out on the videos. And so now what you see is actually bringing in things that I mentioned in other spots when it comes to those pieces. And now it's going to ask me what is my energy right now. So again, now this used to be a mood screen that we adjusted because of the feedback to say, hey, I need to really understand what my energy is, and I need the app in order to be able to recognize that and kind of go from that point, right? So today I'm actually pretty charged up. I have a number of things going when it comes to positive momentum. So I'm charged up today. So here, your energy coach. It's wonderful to see you feeling so charged up and ready to take on the day. Since you have successfully shifted from a steady pace into a high energy streak, now is the perfect time to tackle your most demanding task while this momentum is high. All right, so here are 2 things I am thankful for right now when it comes to what we have here. So Obviously support a family. I think the big thing more than anything else is, going on any type of journey like this, whether it be trying to lose weight, or you're trying to do other things that better your life in some type of way, you really need the support of your family. And that's one of the things I have, which is amazing. It really helps me when it comes to those, those low periods, those low times, or like things are not going right. Just being to have that supportive family. And then the last thing is, yesterday I actually ordered, or not yesterday, but a few days ago, I ordered a privacy screen for my garage when I'm out there hanging out, watching TV and stuff like that. And I just got it yesterday. So I'm going to install it this weekend, but I think it should be pretty cool when it comes to hanging out and actually having some privacy there. So there are my two things for that. Going on to the next one now. All right, so remember, so in the daily journal, you can type or talk about whatever you want, but the big thing here is you have these prompts to guide you, right? In this case, you have 3 prompts that are always presented. How can you maintain the luxury of choice mindset while building app 3? How did stepping away from future things contribute to your focus this morning? And then what balance allows you to maintain good energy without burning out this week? All right. So the big thing here, more than anything else, when it comes to the daily journal, and my prompt here is, what balance allows you to maintain good energy without burning out this week? And I think it's just getting out, right? Like getting out, taking walks, walking around the neighborhood, doing things like that when it comes to doing these, obviously doing this journey and not burning out. But also, one of the things is pickleball. Pickleball is makes you stay focused in the moment when you're doing this, because you can get hit by the ball, right? It's like that ball goes back and forth. And I think the big thing more than anything else is being able to disconnect, being able to actually stay present in the moment, in the things that you're doing. And I think that's super important when it comes to that. But yeah, I think that's what happened in my daily journal today. Define your path. All right, so today, um, so I am experiencing a few slow loading, or an issue of slow loading. Sometimes when you try to like open up the app, on your phone or whatever the case is, I need to look into that, figure out why it's going. Do a check-in video. I'm doing that right now. And then I need to add a way to complete, this means to say complete landmarks manually. Right now, they automatically get completed, but I think I need to develop a way to manually complete them when it's necessary to do so. So I'm actually going to develop a couple more task suggestions just to see what comes up here. Let me zoom in. All right, draft a 1 cent value. Okay, yep. I'll add this one. I'm going to pass on the other two, and then we'll go next. And so now what it's going to do is it is going to recommend the number 1 priority for today. Remember, so again, it's saying, hey, here's a number 1 thing you need to do today in order to move forward to the landmark that's upcoming, right? So in this case, this is month, this week is this, right? And we're here, right? So I'm going to keep that as the priority. And the reason why it says that is prompt your AI tool to generate core logic or core schema and logic for the MVP's minimum viable feature. Since this week focus is deploying the MVP, generating the core schema and logic. Yep, it all makes a lot of sense, right? So I do have the idea. I'm kind of like going through a few different ideas. One's going to be like a comparison tool when it comes to comparing the cost, the various things when it comes to college or university towards trade school or other options. And there's a few others as well. So we'll talk about that in my next video on Monday, which one I'm moving forward with and what I'm doing next on that. All right, so we have our day today. Here's my path. Again, here is the number 1 goal. Here's the next landmark that we need to complete. And then today's priority is going to be that, generate the core schema for the new product, right? I think outside of that, we have ended today. If you're interested in this type of content, go ahead and please subscribe. Click the bell notification if you're interested, and then we can kind of go from there. We are building 8 apps in 2026, and we're going to monetize them, and we are tracking the journey here on the channel. So look forward to seeing you next time. All right, bye.